Let's go make some crazy money.
I'm sure most of you have heard of Crazy Taxi. It's hard to find someone who hasn't played it. If you're not one of those people, let me explain the concept. Crazy Taxi is an open-world racing video game developed by Hitmaker and published by Sega. Released in arcades and then later on the Dreamcast, it proved to be quite popular. The aim of the game is to pick up customers and drive them to their destination as quickly as possible. A green circle on a customer means long distance, a yellow means mid-range, and a red means short distance. You earn more cash for a long distance trip, so prioritize these if you can. The goal of the game is to make the most amount of money in a single game. You do this by performing stunts like near misses, staying in the air, and more. You can receive ratings from the customers for your performance. It's pretty fun and very addictive.
Okay, here we go.
Would you pay more attention? Let's move it.
Yeah, I know.
Whoa, that was some serious
Nothing I
driving.
can't handle. Hey, come here.
Thanks. I gotta go to Tower Records.
Okay, hang on.
The physics are very unrealistic, which I do like in a game like this. As an arcade game, it's meant to be over the top, with things bouncing all over the place and your car hitting off walls like a pinball machine. You can get rated at the end of your drive, and your overall rank is given. It's addicting to try and beat the high scores. There are 4 characters in Crazy Taxi. They don't really add much to the game, they're just a different driver skin and a few lines of dialogue. The game is set in scenery very reminiscent of San Francisco. I read that part online. I've never actually been to San Francisco. Also featured in the game is the Crazy Box mode, which are sets of mini-games that can improve your driving. Some challenges make you pop balloons, others make you drive over ramps to get to your destination. They're a nice distraction from the main game. The game has been released on many platforms after its Dreamcast release, such as the PS2, Xbox, and online services like PSN, Xbox Live. They even made a terrible iOS and Android version, and you can use a touchscreen to drive. Ooh. One of the most memorable things about Crazy Taxi is its soundtrack.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
It's synonymous to think of Crazy Taxi and bands like Bad Religion and The Offspring, who provided the soundtrack to the game especially. You can take customers to locations such as KFC, Pizza Hut, Fila, and Levi's. This is one of the most prominent examples of video game product placement. The Dreamcast version sold over 1 million copies worldwide. Critics praised the overall gameplay and the addictive nature of the game. At the time, the graphics were amazingly detailed. The concept of the game can get tiresome quickly, with the game meant to be played in short bursts, which I found myself doing while playing the game. Crazy Taxi 2, on the other hand, is a general improvement on the first game, with it including more characters and locations. It features a round apple and small apple, which are loosely based on New York. The gameplay is near enough the same. It did include some new elements, however. You can now pick up multiple passengers at once, such as a group of clowns. You can get more money for multiple passengers, so it's a good idea to go after them. The game also included the Crazy Hop feature, which is basically a jump over the other cars. Talk about unrealistic physics. It's pretty fun to do, and it earns you loads of cash, so it's a good idea to use it when you can. It helps you get over the traffic jams. Using the Dreamcast broadband connection back in the day, you could look at your worldwide score and replay sharing according to online sources. Critics stated that the second game is mostly the same as the first, but the new gameplay additions made it slightly more interesting. A lot of people, including friends of mine and online forums, tried to compare Crazy Taxi 1 and Crazy Taxi 2. While some people prefer the new mechanics and better minigames of the second game, a lot of people prefer the San Francisco setting of the first compared to New York of the second. The soundtracks have the same style of music, so it's just a personal preference on that part. I think I prefer the first game ever so slightly. I'm not really sure why. I think I'm blinded by nostalgia as I played the first one a lot more. There's also Crazy Taxi 3 and some spin-off games, but they're not on the Sega Dreamcast. When I think of Crazy Taxi, I immediately think of the ridiculous narrator
It's party time. Let's have some fun. Alright, let's go make some crazy money.
and the
Here we go.
that starts off the game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.